Hello children, this is grade 8 Social and Political Science, Unit 1, Chapter 2, Understanding Secularism. In the previous video we discussed about why is it important to separate religion from the state. And today in this video we are going to discuss about Indian secularism. Secularism means separation of religion and state. Now, what is special in Indian secularism, or how to practice Indian secularism? How to implement Indian secularism in our country? All these things we will discuss. India is also called a secular country because we tolerate all religions. Government never promote any one religion. All religions are treated equally. So, to be a secular state, the following objectives must be ensured. If any country tells that it is a secular country, then they are required to follow the objectives. Now, the objectives are that one religious community does not dominate another. For example, in America, Christians are in majority, so they dominate on Muslim community or on Hindu community. Country has to ensure, then only country can become secular. How? By making law, or in constitution there should be a written that one religious community does not dominate another. But in India, if you see, all religions are treated equally because our country is secular country. Second objective is that some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. Secular is not like same religious community members dominate other, but has to ensure that in same religious community there should not be any discrimination. How? For example, Hindus. In Hindus there are some people who consider themselves as upper caste and some as lower caste. Now, upper caste people, they try to dominate on the lower caste Hindus. On which grounds? On the grounds of religion basis. So, people tell that in religion books it is written like we born in upper caste, so more rights are given to us than lower castes because they are untouchables. So, such type of domination comes against secularism. So, even government has to ensure even this, that some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. Now, the third objective is that the state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individuals. Now, the third objective is to fulfill the government is a state should neutral, means state does not enforce any particular religion. It's not that state is telling you to follow only this religion. If government support any one religion, then can we say it as a secular country? No, that country is not called as a secular country. So people should have independence to choose their religion and which religion they want to follow. Now, how to achieve these objectives in India, or to ensure all these objectives are implemented well in India or not? How Indian secularism practice, or what is the Indian government's strategy or policy so that to achieve these objectives? Now, strategies are important. So, Indian government has adopted 3 strategies. Now, what are they? The first strategy is strategy of distancing itself from religion. In a school, you children take one hand distance for prayer. From religion also state maintain distancing. So here government takes one hand distance. From whom? From all religions. It's not that government is close to one religion or support to that religion. State's responsibility is to maintain equal distance from all religions. So India as a state try to achieve these objectives. Here you can see the storyboard. In a storyboard, they have given about government high school. In a government school in Simapur, students want to celebrate a religious festival. Sir, there is a big religious festival next month. We have never celebrated it in school. Can we do it in this year? Sir is telling like this, I am afraid that isn't possible. Rekha, this is a government school. We cannot give importance to any one religion. Private schools may do that. Government schools do not celebrate any religious festivals in the school premises. So most religious festivals are public holidays so that we can celebrate these at home. Now the children are, I never thought of it this way. I guess we can always celebrate it outside school. Anyway, we were planning to celebrate it in our locality. So I hope you understood with this example. Now the second strategy. What is the second strategy tells us? Second strategy is strategy of non-interference. Non-interference means you're not interfering in which thing? You're not interfering what? In religious matters. You're not interfering. What is religious matters? Means if any person want to wear any color dress according to their religious, then we shouldn't stop. Or any color bindi, then we shouldn't stop. Or a person wants to practice like beard or mustache or whatever they want, what you will do? You won't stop him. You will allow him to do his practices according to his religion because his sentiments, his feelings are attached with his religion. Now, non-interference in the religion matters means whatever things or practices are related to religion matter, interference won't be there. Who will not interfere? Government or state will not interfere in this matter. Why and how? In order to respect the sentiments of all religions, as in the previous strategy we discussed about distancing itself from all religion, means we treat all the religions equally. Like all religions are equal for us, so we respect the sentiments of all religions. How we give respect? I'll tell you now. So the state usually not interfere with the religious practices. So in this strategy of non-interference, state give respect to the sentiments of all religions and never interfere in their any religious matters. Like in this regard, state makes certain exceptions for particular religious communities. See, for example, here again one more storyboard with the example. A group of friends who have recently bought scooters are meeting to go for a ride together. A person is with a helmet is saying like this, hey, I hope you have a helmet. You know the law in Delhi requires that you wear one. Why aren't you wearing a helmet? Do you want to be fined? The person who is wearing pagdi is saying like this, don't worry, I'll not be fined. Now again the helmet person is saying, hey Paramjit, why won't you be fined? Now the pagdi person is saying like this, for Sikhs, wearing a pagdi is a very important part of our religion. The government cannot force me to wear a helmet. So what did you understand with the context of the strategy of non-interference? That this is a religious practice. So government will not interfere. Government has given exemption that when you are following your religion practices, then you can follow. Even Sikhs, they carry small sword with them and it's a practice. So government has given exemption to them in the name of religious practices. Means the government never interfere in the religious matters. This is the second strategy. So now a question must have arisen in your mind by seeing the first strategy and the second strategy. Okay, I'll tell that what the question arose. Can I do anything in the name of religious practices and the government will not interfere? We have seen that government strategy is to not interfere in religious matters. Means if we do anything what we like, government will not interfere. No. See, for example, sacrifice human beings in the name of religion. If you will say that in our religion it is written that if we sacrifice human beings, then we will get this and whatever we want, then will you sacrifice human beings? No, because government also interferes. strategy of non-interference is not permanent here because government also interferes. So our next strategy is strategy of intervention. So the third strategy is strategy of intervention. So as I raised a doubt like, can I do anything in the name of religious practices and government will not interfere? So in the previous strategy, as I discussed about strategy of non-interference, example I have given, like sacrifice human beings in the name of religion. No, you cannot sacrifice in the name of religion. Government may intervene here. So time to time, government may intervene to stop the person's discrimination. Why? For example, if you sacrifice human beings in the name of religion, then you are discriminating in the name of religion. You are doing injustice. You are doing crime. You are taking people's life. So, government intervene time to time. Time to time means by establishing law and order, or if somewhere practicing unjust or violating human rights, then government may intervene. How? You can relate this with the practice of untouchability. Now, what is untouchability? It was a religious practice where upper caste, lower caste concept was going on. Lower caste people were called as untouchables. In a society, they were kept far away, not allowed in functions, schools, and so many. So, this untouchability practice was followed for many days in India before independence. It was a religious practice. Okay, but government has intervened and abolished this untouchability. Now, in our constitution, untouchability is banned. According to Article 17, untouchability is officially banned in 1950. In 1989, the government passed legislation known as the Prevention of Atrocities Act. So, in this sense, we have seen that in order to prevent this religion-based exclusion and discrimination of lower caste, the Indian Constitution bans untouchability. So, based on religion, if there is any exclusion or discrimination, then government may intervene, and the government has intervened in this. Yes. So, strategy of intervention. Why? The government has intervened to stop the exclusion and discrimination. Now, recently government has banned triple talaq. Why? Because there was a discrimination with women, Muslim women. So, government intervened time to time to maintain law and order, to stop discrimination, to stop exclusion in the name of religion. On 30th July 2019, Parliament of India declared the practice of triple talaq. So, time to time changes comes. In this way, state adopts the strategy of intervention. Granting the right to religious communities to set up their own schools and colleges, like if any minority religion is there, like Christians, Muslims, etc. So, government sometimes gives extra benefits to these communities, like grants, funds, cash to run their institutions, because they are minority and they may be in backward. See, there are some reservations to bring them forward. In the same way, religion matters also need support because they are not in majority and they may face financially. So, what government does? Suppose there are madrasa or minority colleges where government provides some grants like funds. So, intervention is sometimes positive, also negative, in the sense of to stop the practices. Means government may intervene in the practices of negative and positively to promote the religious. Means not promoting the religion, but it is helping that religion. Now, our next topic is difference between Indian secularism and secularism of other countries. Some secular objectives are globally accepted, yet there are differences in other practices. Secularism in USA and Indian secularism we will see now. Secularism in USA. First Amendment of US Constitution makes the strict separation between state and religion, whereas in Indian secularism there is no strict separation between religion and the state as it is in USA. So, USA makes the strict separation between state and religion means that neither the state nor religion can interfere in the affairs of one another. Whereas in Indian secularism we have seen no strict separation between religion and the state as it is in USA. So, state can intervene in religious affairs. For example, we have seen banning of untouchability and triple talaq. So, this interfere is always based on ideal grounds. Now, here there is an example. In February 2004, France passed a law banning students from wearing any conspicuous religious or political signs or symbols such as the Islamic headscarf, the Jewish skull cap and or large Christian crosses. So this law has encountered a lot of resistance from immigrants who are mainly from the former French colonies of Algeria, Tunisia and Morocco. In the 1960s, France had faced a shortage of workers and therefore had provided visas for these immigrants to come and work in the country. The daughters of these immigrants often wear headscarves while attending school. However, with the passing of this new law, they have been expelled from their school for wearing headscarves. Now, the conclusion of this chapter. The Indian state is secular and works in various ways to prevent religious domination. The Indian Constitution guarantees fundamental rights that are based on these secular principles. However, this is not to say that there is no violation of these rights in Indian society. Indeed, it is precisely because such violations happen frequently that we need a constitutional mechanism to prevent them from happening. The knowledge that such rights exist makes us sensitive to their violations and enables us to take actions when these violations takes place. Thank you, children.